Hello everyone. Welcome back to another anime series, and in today's video a very dangerous revenge enemy is explained. I am going to explain the Kingdoms of Ruin. At the beginning of the video, we are shown that when God created this whole world, he created it along with humans. Witches were also created who had magical powers and were much stronger than humans. And the gods told the witches that you will never hurt humans and powerless humans. You will always guide and help me, and the witches also know this. It was maintained for years, but now in the present time, humans. They have become very violent and slowly they are injuring the whole witch community. They were destroying it. Those people were killing every single witch, and even today many witches are executed in front of the public. He was about to leave, and before dying a witch, she cursed the humans. People will also die soon, and she is put to death along with him and she dies. The same scene from Empire is shown where a man named Adonis has been sitting over the desert for a whole time. It was running from, and actually he was taking magical training under a witch. Even though he himself is human, and then he looks at his master and says, "Hey Chloe, how far do we have to walk in this desert so we can cross the border? I am feeling very hot. Why don't you use your magical powers and cool down this whole area?" She is a powerful witch, and then Chloe says that, "Look, my magical power is not that cheap." And she keeps navigating in that direction using the map. But then Adonis takes out his smartphone and says that, "I will watch it on this." After seeing this, Chloe starts shouting at him. But then Adonis says that, "Look, I have made this phone myself, so the army can never detect us." With the help of a phone, and then Adonis keeps on giving such advice which irritates the girl so much that she throws a punch on the Adonis head, and then she looks at her map and navigates and says, "Come, let me." The way to reach the border has been found. But the Adonis remains sitting there, and Chloe asks, "Adonis, are you okay?" But the Adonis was very sad, and he said, "Why is all this happening, Chloe? Why do we have to leave our own nation and run away?" Upon hearing this, Chloe says that, "Because I am a witch. All the humans in the Radia Empire hate witches right now, and if I go there right now, they will kill me. That's why we have to quickly cross the border and find a place where these people can still tolerate witches." Chloe then suddenly moves forward dancing, and the Adonis who was there looks at Chloe and says that, "Chloe, how are you keeping yourself well despite all this?" "To be honest, I avoid this place. I hate the Radia Empire," and that's when they were moving forward, but then they notice that something is coming from behind them at a very fast speed, and that they were none other than the advanced military men of the Radia Empire, and those people were coming to catch Chloe only. After seeing that scene, moves forward to fight them. But then Chloe pushes him back and says that she will take care of them, and then she leaves his. She uses ice magic, and in one go all the armies that had gathered there were destroyed. But this information about the Empire very soon became the Radia Empire. "I reached him. He goes there, and the messenger there gives this information to the guards in one click. And on the same side, the emperor, whose name was Gerda, used to say that whatever happens to you, bring the witch to me. I am not going to spare him." And then we are shown an Ai who is very angry with Chloe, and he says that, "Chloe, why don't you ever let me fight? Even I know magic. I can also cast spells. Then why shouldn't you listen?" After that someone says, "Look, you still have a lot of experience, that's why I want not to challenge you. I do not give up," he says, "but I know this is a lie. You are not letting me fight because I am a human, and you don't want me to be a human fight other humans. But to tell you the truth, I have to protect you. I want to protect you at any cost," and Chloe becomes emotional. Then suddenly she comes and gives him a tight hug. The entire coordinates were detected by the machine of the same army even after being frozen. It takes the data and transfers it to the satellite. And in the next moment a different field gets created in their entire area. And the Chloe tells us that this is a field of long-distance physical transfer, which even witches don't know, and yet we are shown that they suddenly teleport. We go there, and this thing was completely connected to the satellite. And then we are shown a scene from the Redia Empire, where the emperor was. Every countryman was called to give a speech where he tells that look, for years the witches have protected us with their magical powers. But despite that we are dependent on them, we always had to maintain our same attitude towards them. We had to live in fear of them, just because she had that magical power. We did not get the dignity that we deserve, but not anymore. We have become very advanced in technology. We have become much stronger now than before, and we have to accept this world. We have to take things in our hands and destroy all the witches. And this entire control of humanity will remain in our hands only. And by giving this speech he enrages all the people present, and then his speech ends. But then we are shown that Scene and Chloe are on the same stage. Is teleported away. The person who was there could not understand what was going on. But then Adonis suddenly runs towards the emperor with his pen because he has to be killed by using a magical spell. He wanted to, but the army catches him very easily, which kills him as soon as it is seen. She gets very angry and says that look at what will happen if you care about the lives of your people. If you care, then leave my apprentice, otherwise she will immediately start casting her ice magic and says that otherwise I will destroy your whole city. I am going to destroy this empire, and then she suddenly casts her magic. Everyone gets shocked, but the magic suddenly disappears. The magic that she had is suddenly broken. Seeing this, even Chloe gets shocked, and then the emperor who was saying this tells him that all this is happening because of a special machine and technology which is of any level. The photon that is the power can be suppressed, and then yet comes to Chloe and says that it's time for power. To take it in my hands, and he immediately tears off the cloth that was on Chloe and gives it to me. Throws her to the ground and says that one who cannot access her magical power, she can. There is only one woman, and seeing Chloe in this condition, all the people present there were shocked by her. He makes too much jokes. They made her photo and video, and the person who was there felt very embarrassed us. And the person who was on the other side could not believe what was happening. Tears come out of his eyes. He goes to save Chloe and kill Gyoti, but the army is completely suppressed. After seeing this, the emperor said that this child is screaming very much. Kill him, and then the army man puts the gun right on his head. Only after seeing that, someone says, Your Majesty, please forgive him. He is just a kid, he has no faults, he has not committed any mistake. Please leave him. Your feud is with the witches. So you can do whatever you want with me, but it is not his fault. I was the one who kidnapped him, and since he is a slave, it is not his fault. Please leave him, and she immediately starts crying. Hearing all this, the Adonis says, What are you saying, Chloe? And he does that with the same pen. Continuously magical spells were being written, but not even one of them worked. The pen doesn't work, and the guy who was roaming around there takes his gun and hits Chloe's head. Keep it up. Chloe looks at Adonis and says, Adonis, thank you for everything. And then Adonis remembers how he was just a homeless kid, but Chloe was the one who gave him life, she nurtured, and then she said, I love Adonis, but then suddenly a bullet is fired and Chloe dies on the spot. Adonis was not able to believe this, and then all the other soldiers, everyone would fire continuously. They remain on top of Chloe's body, and seeing this Adonis says, Please stop, stop. He cries literally. He thinks about how he was happy with Chloe. He was very, very happy. But then Chloe's body dies completely, and then Chloe's head. It is separated from its body, and the one who was taking it is thrown at it by all the people present there. As a medal in front of everyone, as a winning medal showcase. Seeing all this, the person who was there becomes very moist. He is unable to react, and at the same time all the people present there are completely stunned. We're celebrating, and with this we are again told the words of adoption. God had said that humans and witches should live together, and if this did not happen, then the world would chaos inside will keep growing and increasing. And with this the scene shifts, and we are shown a scene 10 years later where a scene of a camp is shown, which is basically a prison where two prisoners are fighting very hard. I was waiting for bread. But then a sweet girl named Doroka who was also a prisoner used to give her bread to both of them. Let us give it to them so that the fight between them gets solved. And then one of her friends comes and says, Doroka, why are you doing so much? Yes. You yourself will be weak, but Doroka says that no, it is not like that at all. I am very active. And then Anna tells Doroka that since witches have been wiped out from this world, the chaos and wars in the world are only increasing. I don't know what is going to happen to us in the future, and she suddenly breaks down. But then she suddenly takes out two puppets and does a very funny play and then changes the mood of Anna. It uplifts you from. But then the prison guard appears again and she asks who is number 218. Come out quickly, and only after hearing this, Anna says that whatever number he has given till now, those who took away the girls never came back. But then Anna gets shocked when she notices that her number is in the 281. And then the person who was there with the prison guard starts shouting to get out quickly. Otherwise I am going to kill everyone here. And then Doroka suddenly shouts and says, hey, it's me, number 218, and then the breeding guard takes Doroka out. And Anna, who was on the same side, started crying and said, why Doroka, why? 218 was my number. Why did you do this? And then we see that the guards are taking Doroka to the same clan that is the chief. He takes him to him. The chief says that you should quickly take off your clothes so that I can check your body and I can find out whether you are ready to serve the Lord or not. And after hearing this, Doroka gets very angry. But then the chief comes out and starts taking selfies with Doroka and talking on his voice. With the help of the assistant, he was sending all the words directly to the headquarters. But then the one who was with the door suddenly bites the chief's finger hard and takes away his phone. She immediately starts running away from there, and as she runs, she opens the voice assistant again. She comes and says that please open the doors of all the cells. But that was the voice assistant. It wasn't working because his voice didn't match with that chief. Doroka tries many times, she even imitates the chief's voice, and finally, after trying so many times, that voice matches perfectly, and the next time. At that moment, all the prison gates open up and all the prisoners come out. They start running, and then Doroka goes inside a special cell. This cell was very different from the other cells, but then the army arrives and Doroka is captured. They catch it and they try to close the cell. I tried a lot, but by now it was too late. The cell opens and we are shown who is tied up tightly inside. But then suddenly he breaks his chain and he opens his eyes, and this man, it was none other than Adonis. The next upcoming episode is going to be crazy. So if you are new to my channel, then subscribe. And see you in the next episode.